Why do so many people who begin trading never make it to the finish line? Why do they invest their dreams? Why is it that most people who start trading never make it to the finish line? Why do they pour in their hopes, their money, their time, their energy, only to end up disappointed and drained? The pattern repeats itself so predictably that anyone who spends a little time in trading groups can see it happening again and again. New traders appear full of passion, showing off wins, talking about freedom, posting screenshots of profits. But a few months later, those same faces vanish. No posts, no goodbyes, just gone. It happens so often that it almost feels like the market was built to crush people's spirits. But that's not the real reason they quit. The real battle is happening inside them. Most people enter trading chasing fantasies, not following a real plan. They don't see the market for what it truly is. They see what they wish it to be. They see an easy route, a fast exit from the life they're tired of, bills, debts, and endless stress. Trading is sold as the magic key, and people buy that dream without question. They imagine a life where money flows with a few clicks, where their phone turns into an ATM, and their friends watch them with envy. And at first, it does feel like the dream might come true. On demo accounts, everything looks effortless. You buy, it rises. You sell, it falls. That early burst of confidence makes you think, I've got this. Now imagine a young man, Musa 22, full of ambition, restless, tired of seeing his parents struggle with rent. One night, while scrolling through Instagram, he spots someone showing a $1,000 profit in one day. That number sticks in his mind. He doesn't know how it's done, but he's sure of one thing. If that stranger can do it, then so can he. The next morning, Musa downloads MetaTrader, deposits $50, and dives right in. At first, luck seems to be on his side. Within a week, he doubles his account. He's overjoyed, already dreaming of turning $50 into $500, then $5,000, maybe more. He starts picturing the cars, the house, the vacations, until the market shows him reality. A trade that once looked flawless suddenly moves the wrong way. He adds another position, hoping the price will bounce back, but it doesn't. Trying to recover, he doubles his lot size, and in just 2 hours, his balance hits zero. He feels sick, furious, and lost. Instead of stopping, he deposits again, sure that one trade can fix everything. But the same cycle plays out again. Losses pile up, deposits disappear, until all his savings are gone. Within weeks, his excitement turns into hopelessness. He throws up his hands and says, trading is a scam. And just like that, another trader gives up. But the truth is, Musa's story isn't rare. It's the usual path for almost every beginner. The difference isn't in what happens, it's in how you react when it happens. Those who finally make it through face the same pain, the same losses, the same urge to quit. The only thing separating winners from quitters is persistence. They keep pushing when others give up. They stick around long enough to learn what most never stay to understand. So why do most traders walk away? One reason, they start with the wrong expectations. They think trading is about fast money, when in truth, it's about slow mastery. They believe success comes from a perfect strategy, but it actually comes from mastering yourself. The market isn't a money printing machine. It's a mirror. It reflects your patience, discipline, greed, and fear back at you. If you act carelessly, the market punishes you. If you act with control, it rewards you. But discipline takes time, and most people don't wait long enough to build it. Another reason people quit is emotional pressure. Watching your balance rise and fall is exhausting. Everyone thinks they can handle it until they actually feel it. One day, you earn $200 and feel unstoppable. The next, you lose $300 and feel worthless. The emotional swings pull you around like a wild storm, and without a strong anchor, you drown. Eventually, the mental fatigue wins. People say, it's not worth it, and walk away. But here's the painful irony. Most traders quit right before they were about to succeed. Trading is like digging for gold. At first, you're thrilled, full of energy. But as time passes, your arms ache, your back hurts, and still no gold. Most people give up and walk away, not knowing the treasure was just a few feet below. In trading, that gold is consistency, and it doesn't appear in your first month or even your first year. It comes slowly, after you've endured enough failures, enough challenges, and enough hard lessons. But since most people give up too early, they never experience that stage. Imagine if Musa had just kept moving forward. Imagine if instead of quitting, he slowed down, learned from his errors, and practiced control, treating trading as a craft, not a gamble. Within a year or two, he could have found consistency. In 5 years, he might have mastered his field. But he didn't stay long enough to discover that. And that's what happens to most traders. They walk away just before the breakthrough. Trading success isn't about being the smartest, fastest, or luckiest. It's about being the one who doesn't leave the field. Every profitable trader carries scars from their early days. They remember the lost accounts, the sleepless nights, the humiliation of losing what they couldn't afford. But those hardships shaped them, taught patience, and gave them strength to handle pressure. The ones who quit never gave themselves that opportunity. So when people ask why most traders fail, the answer is simple. They give up too early. They let pain convince them to stop instead of letting it make them stronger. They wanted success faster than reality allows. And when results didn't show up on their schedule, they walked away. The real tragedy isn't that trading is tough. It's that people quit right before they were about to make it work. Because when you strip everything down, the market rewards one thing: time spent learning. The longer you stay, the more you grow. The more you learn, the sharper you become. And as you improve, consistency comes closer. It's not fancy, it's not quick, but it's real. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember, the market is testing you. Every loss is asking you a question. Do you truly want this? Just the fantasy of it. Most answer by walking away. But the few who stay, they discover the success everyone else abandoned. And that's why most traders leave before they win. Most traders don't quit because they're not smart or can't learn a system. They quit because they can't survive long enough for growth to happen. Trading isn't about brilliance in the moment. It's about lasting through time. Yet most people enter this world with the opposite mindset. They chase quick wins, fast profits, instant results. They don't realize the real winners are those who last the longest. They outlast the failures, the broken accounts, the mental strain, and the uncertainty. That endurance becomes their secret strength. But most give up long before reaching that point. Think about how traders usually begin their journey. At first, everything feels exciting. They discover the financial markets, maybe through a video, a post, or a friend's story. It looks like freedom, wealth, and an escape from struggle. That excitement pushes them to start trading. Demo or live, doesn't matter. At first, they might win. Luck often smiles on beginners. And that makes them believe they're naturally gifted traders. They take bigger risks, trade more often, and ignore the rules of risk control. But eventually, the losses come. And it's not just money they lose, it's their emotional balance too. That first loss becomes a turning point, either learn or spiral down. But truth is, most never learn. They jump from one strategy to another, searching for a shortcut to success. They never stick with one system long enough to master it. When losses come, they blame everything except themselves. Rarely do they look inward, and that's why they fail. Not because the market is too hard, but because they lack the patience to endure. They think trading should always go upward. But in truth, it moves like waves, up and down, again and again. You don't quit the ocean because of waves, you learn to swim with them. One of trading's biggest secrets is that failure is part of progress. Every great trader has faced blown accounts, big mistakes, and heavy losses. The only difference is they didn't stop. They treated every failure as the price of their education. While most see failure as a final verdict, they say, "This isn't for me. I'm just not built for this." And they walk away, never realizing failure was a necessary step forward. The real reason most traders quit before winning, they misunderstand failure's purpose. Imagine two traders with the same skills. One loses $500 on a bad trade. He thinks, "I must be terrible at this. I'm wasting my time." I should walk away from this. The other trader also loses the same $500 and thinks, this is annoying, but where did I slip up? Was it my entry point? My position size? Did I let emotions take control? If I can find a flaw and fix it, this loss will have meaning. That second trader sees the loss as a lesson. He doesn't enjoy it, but he uses it to sharpen his skill. The first one takes it as a final judgment, letting it define him as a failure. That's the difference. Same chart, same skills, same outcome, but totally opposite mindsets. And that mindset decides who lasts in the game. Another reason traders give up early is they misjudge how long it takes to be consistently profitable. If you think about other careers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, they all spend years learning and practicing before earning well. Yet traders enter the market expecting steady profits within 6 months. They don't approach trading as a profession, they see it like a quick jackpot. That unrealistic expectation leads only to frustration. When progress feels slow, they think their time is being wasted. But the truth is, trading takes years of practice, like any serious craft. If you can't give it that time, you'll eventually walk away. And the irony is, most people quit right before the big breakthrough. You see this pattern in countless trader stories. They struggle for months or even a year, slowly building discipline through losses. They get so close to mastering their emotions, to building a system they can finally rely on. But right then, the pain of losses becomes too heavy to carry. They look at their account, at all the time they've spent, and think, this isn't working. I'm done. What they fail to see is that success was just a step away. Most people stop in the valley, never realizing the mountain was just ahead. Ego also plays a big part in why many traders give up. Many don't quit because they lack skill. They quit because their pride can't take being wrong again and again. In trading, you will be wrong often. You will lose trades. You will misread setups. You will get stopped out. For those who always need to be right, that reality feels unbearable. They can't handle looking foolish or admitting mistakes, nor accept that they don't control the market. Their ego drives them to chase losses, take revenge trades, and double down. And when all of that fails, the same ego tells them to walk away completely. They'd rather blame the market than admit they still have more to learn. But the trader who humbles himself and accepts being wrong as part of learning, he survives. And in the end, survival is what this game is really about. Fear, too, is a silent killer in trading. The fear of losing money, of looking foolish, or of wasting years chasing something uncertain. After every losing trade, fear whispers, "You're not meant for this. Quit before it gets worse." That fear ends more trading careers than lack of knowledge ever could. Because the truth is, if you stay long enough, you'll learn, you'll adapt, and you'll grow. But if you let fear push you out, you'll never reach that point. Quitting is forever. Fear just makes temporary pain feel permanent. And that illusion is what makes people give up. Think of great traders. Nearly all faced deep failure before success. Some lost millions before mastering risk control. Others blew accounts before learning discipline. Their path was messy and painful, but they didn't walk away. That's why their names are remembered today. Those who quit vanish in silence. Trading success isn't reserved for the lucky few. It belongs to those who stay when it hurts. Another quiet reason people give up is comparison. They scroll through social media, seeing traders post huge profits. It makes them feel behind, like everyone else has figured it out except them. They don't realize most of those images are cherry-picked or fake. They compare their first chapter to someone else's highlight reel, and of course, they feel like failures. That constant comparison drains their motivation and convinces them they'll never catch up. So they stop trying. If they only paid attention to their own growth, they'd see real progress. But comparison blinds them, and in that blindness, they quit. Patience, too, is rare. Trading takes time to build the right habits. It's about journaling, reviewing mistakes, refining methods, and managing emotions. These habits don't bring quick satisfaction. They feel dull, repetitive, and far from glamorous. Most people can't stay patient through that. They crave excitement, the thrill of fast gains. When the real grind of trading begins, they lose interest or motivation and eventually give up. The traders who make it are the ones who fall in love with the journey, not just the destination. They find joy in learning, discipline, and daily improvement. That patience keeps them in the game long enough to finally see progress. The sad truth is, most people give up right before success starts to multiply. Mastering trading isn't a straight climb. It grows exponentially. For months or even years, it can feel like you're stuck repeating the same mistakes. But eventually, the lessons click. Discipline strengthens, and your plan becomes instinctive. Then consistency begins to show, slowly at first, then stronger with time. If you quit too soon, you'll never reach that powerful compounding stage. You'll never feel the true reward of all your struggle. You went through the pain but walked away before the reward arrived. So why do most traders give up before achieving success? It's not because the market can't be beaten. It's because they misunderstand the process. They think losing means failing, when in reality, losing means learning. They think unprofitable time is wasted, but it's actually the foundation being built. They think their struggles are special, when every trader faces the same battles. They believe success should come fast, but it arrives slowly, and that's why they quit. Those who don't give up, the survivors, discover that success was always beyond persistence. If you're hearing this, the message is simple. Don't stop too early. The pain, the frustration, the doubt, it's not failure. It's proof you're progressing. Every successful trader felt these same emotions. The only difference is they stayed. They endured the hard times and kept moving when others walked away. If you can hold on through that, you'll reach the place where consistency begins. The market doesn't favor the most intelligent, nor the luckiest. It rewards those who simply refuse to stop. If you've stayed till this point, I truly need your help deciding something. This channel has been growing faster than I ever imagined, and I'm deeply grateful to all of you. When I started this channel, my only mission was to help traders struggling with the mental side of trading. But lately, I've been thinking, what if we take things one step further? Imagine a private Discord space where we can all connect in real time, beginners, experts, even pros. A space to share strategies, discuss analysis, learn from each other's mistakes, and most importantly, master trading psychology together. Now, here's something important. I don't want it to be free. Not because I want to sell anything, but because people rarely value what costs nothing. Still, it'll be very affordable. I'm not selling a course. I just want to build a serious, supportive space for traders to grow. But I haven't made the final call yet. That's why I'd love your feedback. Should we move forward with it? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'll read every single one. Now let's get back to the real talk. Most traders who give up don't realize that trading is like a mirror. It doesn't just show you the market. It reflects your mind, emotions, habits, even your fears. When traders see a losing position, they label it failure. When they win, they feel unbeatable. But the market doesn't care about either. It doesn't react to feelings, only to supply, demand, and timing. The issue is that humans respond emotionally, not logically, and that's what ruins most traders. Take impatience, for example. Most traders don't fail from lack of knowledge. They fail from expecting quick success. They face a few small losses and think, maybe I'm not built for this. They don't give themselves enough time to understand, to build discipline, to develop the mental edge that separates winners. Trading mastery takes time. It's shaped through long nights, small errors, notes, and constant refinement. But impatience makes them quit before that foundation is fully set, leaving their true potential behind. Fear is another quiet destroyer. Every losing trade brings anxiety, anger, and regret. That fear seeps into decisions, pushing traders to act on emotion instead of logic. They start trading smaller, avoiding good setups, or staying out of the market completely. Fear doesn't just cut into your profits. It eats away at your confidence. And once confidence fades, giving up starts to look like the only reasonable path forward. Many traders never realize that fear is a natural element of trading. It's not a sentence, it's a signal. The ones who endure learn to use it as direction, not as a weapon against themselves. They embrace it, study it, and adjust their plans around it. That's what divides those who last from those who quit. But on the opposite side lies overconfidence, another emotional trap. New traders sometimes win a few lucky trades and suddenly think they've mastered the game. They skip risk, rules, increase their trade size, and chase quick profits until one bad trade wipes everything out. Overconfidence, just like fear, is a mental snare. Both extremes, fear and arrogance, drive traders to quit. They either panic their way out or crash from recklessness. Balance, patience, and discipline are the cure. But few ever find them because quitting comes first. Many also give up because they confuse effort with results. They think hours of study should instantly produce success. When it doesn't, frustration sets in. Quitting feels like relief. But in trading, effort doesn't equal immediate reward. The market doesn't promise you anything. It doesn't pay you instantly. It pays those who stay consistent. The trader who gets this keeps improving even when profits are delayed. The one who mistakes effort for results quits, thinking the system is unfair, when really, the issue is simply poor timing. Another major reason traders quit is tying their identity to every trade. They take a loss and feel like they are failures themselves. Their self-worth rises and falls with their account balance. Trading turns into a mirror, reflecting not just the market, but their fears. This emotional attachment is dangerous. It triggers a chain where loss breeds despair, despair causes mistakes, and mistakes bring more losses. Eventually, quitting feels like the only escape. The successful ones learn to detach who they are from what they trade. They treat every move as information, numbers and probabilities, not a reflection of their worth. Comparison is another silent killer. Social media shows success stories without the struggles behind them. New traders see big wins online and assume everyone else is succeeding, making them feel left behind. They don't see the hidden losses, the years of practice, or the failures that came first. This illusion breeds impatience and doubt. They start to believe they'll never be good enough. So quitting feels easier, a way to escape shame or imagined failure. But those who stay the course know that trading is a personal race. Progress is unique to each person. Financial pressure is another hidden force that quietly breaks many traders. A lot of traders start with money they really can't afford to lose. That financial stress amplifies every emotion: fear, greed, frustration, and anxiety. Even a small loss feels like a disaster. Every market move becomes unbearable. They start trading under stress, not with a calm, disciplined mindset. Stress clouds judgment and fuels emotional reactions. It drives traders to act impulsively, leading them closer to quitting. Those who last either begin with money they can risk or build emotional strength to handle losses. Another reason traders give up is ignoring the long-term value of small progress. Trading isn't about perfection, it's about getting a little better each day. The goal is to make wiser choices, even slightly more often than before. Those chasing flawless performance get discouraged by every mistake. They miss that steady refinement, over time, creates mastery. People quit because impatience blinds them to how progress really works. Then there's the temptation of easier options. Trading is tough. It demands patience, control, and emotional strength. Meanwhile, other paths, jobs, side hustles, quick schemes, seem to offer faster, visible results. Traders start comparing their struggle to those easy wins and lose focus. They chase instant comfort somewhere else and choose to abandon the steady road of trading for the quick thrill of easy wins. This is one of the main reasons people give up so often. Trading requires patience for delayed rewards, something human nature naturally resists. The saddest reason many traders walk away is their inability to build a support network. Trading can be a lonely road. When emotions rise and markets swing wildly, there's no mentor standing beside you to offer calm or direction. Without mentorship or community, the mental pressure becomes too heavy to carry. Many traders walk away simply because they feel isolated and unsupported. Those who endure often find mentors, join groups, or strengthen their mindset to survive the solitude. Support might not be visible, but it's vital for long-term trading success. Most traders give up before winning because they fail to fall in love with the process itself. Trading is a long cycle of trying, failing, reflecting, and adapting. It's not about instant outcomes, but about growth and endurance. Every loss, every hard week, every blown account holds lessons no book can teach. Most don't see it that way. They chase quick results instead of long-term mastery. Quitting feels like relief, but it's actually surrender to a lesson still unfolding. Winners accept the process fully. They push through pain, confusion, and doubt. That persistence eventually builds lasting profitability. If you're reading this, consider it your reminder the market is not against you. Losses don't mean failure, and quitting is not the solution. What matters is patience, emotional balance, and self-control. Those who keep showing up through fear and frustration are the ones who make it. Trading is not a sprint. It's a test of willpower, endurance, and mindset. It's not about how fast you move, but how long you can keep going. The market rewards those who endure, not those who give up. That's why so many traders fail. They quit just before success arrives. The painful truth is, many give up right when they're about to break through. They don't fail due to lack of skill, but because their mind tricks them into quitting. Every trader faces that point where frustration peaks and confidence crumbles. That moment separates the winners from the quitters. Those who stay understand that trading is mental before it's financial. Charts, candles, and setups are just tools. The real battle happens in your own head. Quitting happens when you surrender that inner fight. Think of the trader who has just lost 3 trades in a row. It's easy to blame the market and call it unfair or manipulated. But those are just excuses that hide the real problem. Their focus has shifted from calm execution to emotional reaction. Quitting feels tempting because it removes the discomfort of the moment. It feels like relief, but it kills future potential. The trader who survives sees the same losses through a different lens. They see patterns, probabilities, and opportunities unfolding. They understand that losing streaks are part of the journey, temporary and natural. Viewing loss as feedback, not failure, creates the mindset that endures. Another reason people quit is their refusal to accept uncertainty. The market will always be unpredictable. Risk is part of every trade. But humans crave control. They want certainty and reassurance. When reality doesn't match those expectations, frustration builds and quitting feels justified. Survivors, however, learn to live with that uncertainty. They accept that loss is normal, no trade is guaranteed, and control lies only in their response. Once they truly accept this, fear loses power and quitting loses appeal. Many also quit because they never build habits that strengthen mental endurance. Trading isn't a part-time trick, it's a daily discipline. Those who take it casually, skipping journaling or review, lose emotional control. When a rough day strikes, the mind feels unguarded. No discipline strong enough to soften the blow. Quitting starts to feel like a way to cope. But seasoned traders know the grind itself. Studying charts, analyzing trades, learning from errors is what forges an unseen shield. That shield stops emotions from controlling actions, turning losses into lessons instead of giving up. Managing expectations is another quiet skill. Beginners often begin with impossible dreams. They picture huge profits in weeks, flawless trades, endless wins. Reality, however, hits hard, losses come, growth crawls, and emotions never rest. When their fantasies clash with truth, disappointment makes quitting seem logical. Profitable traders instead stay grounded in reality. They know progress depends on steadiness, not speed. They build skill slowly, each trade, each week, rather than chasing instant glory. This harmony between reality and ambition acts as a mental barrier to early surrender. A frequent pattern among quitters is obsession with results instead of the craft. Every trader wants visible wins and growing accounts. But fixating on results only feeds anxiety. Each loss feels like failure, each price swing like disaster. Soon quitting feels like escape from pressure. The successful trader flips this mindset. They focus on process, execution, discipline, and managing risk. They trust that when the process is right, the results will come in time. Losing discipline hurts more than losing a single trade. Yet most beginners never realize this truth. Being alone magnifies the urge to quit. Trading is often a solitary path. Many newcomers have no one to share their fears, hopes, or struggles with. Without support, self-doubt quietly grows. Every mistake feels like proof of failure. Even small losses start to feel unbearable. Those who last find ways to stay connected through mentors, groups, or even honest journaling. Loneliness feeds fear, but structure and support build courage. With guidance and community, quitting becomes rare. Greed hides in plain sight as another destroyer. Traders see one perfect setup and imagine massive profits. They take oversized risks, chase every move, and forget their rules. Losses pile up, and the fantasy of instant success collapses. Frustration builds until quitting feels like the only escape. But it's the same greed that blinds them from the quiet power of steady growth. Survivors learn to trade detached from instant results. They know true wealth grows slowly, with patience and structure. Self-sabotage often wears the mask of taking a break. The trader says, "I just need time off. I'll restart later." These thoughts feel justified but are really tricks to avoid discomfort. Most who quit don't realize they're choosing defeat disguised as rest. The ones who continue learn to spot and challenge these patterns. They learn the difference between a healthy pause and an escape. The strength to keep going despite mental resistance defines achievers. Quitting compounds quietly, turning into a destructive habit. Each surrender strengthens the belief that failure is final. Over time, quitting becomes the default reaction, not an exception. But survivors rewire their minds to welcome challenges. Every setback becomes a lesson, every loss a step forward. Persistence turns into habit, almost second nature. That mindset takes them to success levels quitters never reach. Perhaps the most ignored factor is self-awareness. Many traders never honestly study their own behavior. They fail to spot their emotional triggers and biases. Without awareness, the same mistakes repeat endlessly. Frustration grows, and quitting again feels like the only fix. Because the real problem stays unseen. The trader who builds deep awareness of themselves recognizes emotional triggers and creates ways to counter them. They turn impulsive reactions into deliberate choices. This kind of self-understanding isn't visible to others, but is vital for survival. By the time a trader feels close to giving up, they've already faced enough setbacks to either collapse or grow stronger. At this point, the line between lasting success and permanent defeat becomes unmistakable. Many traders don't fail because they lack skill or market knowledge, but because they misunderstand what struggle truly means. The market isn't a riddle to solve once. It's a teacher that never stops testing your patience, focus, and control. It delivers endless lessons in patience, discipline, and mastery over oneself. To give up here isn't a sign of low intelligence, it's a failure of endurance. And endurance is something most newcomers have never learned. Feeling frustrated at this stage is almost a rite of passage. Losses build up, confidence weakens, and the mind starts making excuses to stop. Maybe trading isn't for me, they think. I'll never master this. Each excuse feels valid because it offers momentary comfort. But the market doesn't care about your comfort. It rewards consistency and punishes emotional reaction. A successful trader reads frustration as a signal, not a verdict. They see it as proof of growth, a sign that they're pushing their limits and mastery lies just ahead. At this stage, self-doubt becomes an uninvited but constant companion. Doubt sneaks into every move, coloring every trade with fear and hesitation. The trader hesitates on trades they once executed confidently. They start to overthink, abandon plans halfway, and let small mistakes grow into major losses. Doubt works like a slow toxin, eating away at confidence until none remains. It convinces the trader that quitting is the only logical move. But those who survive learn to treat doubt as a constant factor, not a reflection of their worth. They teach their mind to act despite uncertainty, trusting preparation, not emotion. One of the sneakiest reasons traders give up is comparison. In today's social media world, Every loss feels exaggerated, and every gain feels small. New traders scroll through highlight reels of others' success, forgetting they're seeing filtered illusions. They compare themselves to fake perfection and conclude they're falling behind. The trader who thrives stops seeking outside validation. They focus on their own data, track progress from their past, and stay loyal to their process. When they remove comparison, they erase one of the biggest mental triggers for quitting. Impatience is another hidden destroyer. New traders believe skill should instantly lead to profit. A few unprofitable weeks feel like total failure. Losses hurt more because expectations are unrealistic. Impatience exaggerates every loss and shortens the will to continue. Successful traders learn the art of long-term patience. They know skill, control, and refinement take time to build. They measure progress through steady improvement, not instant success. When growth is viewed long-term, quitting loses its appeal. Financial stress often makes quitting feel necessary. Losses feel heavier when they touch real-life needs, bills, family, or expenses. Each loss can trigger a spiral that makes giving up seem like the only escape. But disciplined traders keep emotion and risk apart. They trade only within limits they can afford and view losses as feedback, not failure. Handling outside pressure is as much a mental skill as reading the charts. Those who fail to manage it often fall under their own burdens. Overtrading is both a cause and a symptom of failure. Desperate beginners chase losses and profits blindly, breaking every rule. They increase their positions without logic and ignore the market's rhythm. This leads to mounting losses, emotional chaos, and the illusion that quitting is the only cure. Profitable traders avoid this trap by sticking to strict discipline. They know patience earns more than panic, and the market pays for precision, not pressure. Isolation also plays a major role. Trading is often a lonely journey. Without someone to share thoughts, mistakes feel much bigger. The trader starts to feel that they alone are incapable. Failure feels like a personal flaw rather than a shared lesson. The successful trader seeks out advice, mentorship, and connection. They make it normal to talk about mistakes and the journey, not just results. By ending isolation, they lighten their emotions and reduce the desire to quit. Trading is never just about charts and numbers. It's deeply social. Accountability and shared knowledge build strength. The emotional roller coaster of hope and despair never stops. After losses, one win feels like salvation until the next setback arrives. This loop trains the mind to look for escape through quitting. The survivor learns to detach from single trades and focus on the bigger path. They see each trade as a data point, not a verdict on their worth. By separating emotion from outcome, they keep short-term chaos from ruling them. Quitting makes no sense when trades are seen with objectivity, not ego. Another hidden cause is the story traders tell themselves. Many beginners write a story that justifies giving up. I'm unlucky. I'll never get this. The market is against me. This story becomes reality because the mind looks for proof of it. The trader who wins rewrites their inner story. They see mistakes as lessons, failures as passing phases, and skills as buildable. They believe mastery comes through persistence and deliberate practice. This mindset becomes their shield against surrender. Risk perception is a quiet mental battlefield. Beginners often misjudge it, either fearing too much or denying it completely. Both extremes make quitting feel logical. Profitable traders develop a balanced sense of risk. They measure it, manage it, and respect it without panic. Proper risk control absorbs losses without emotional breakdown. The deepest reason traders quit is their intolerance for discomfort. Trading itself is uneasy. Losses hurt, uncertainty lingers. New traders chase comfort, seeking quick reassurance. The survivor welcomes discomfort as proof of progress. They tolerate pressure, long drawdowns, and repeated losses. They know discomfort travels with skill and success. Those who persist look beyond the immediate trade. They realize each trade and loss adds to long-term growth. Quitters stare only at present pain and miss the bigger pattern. Profitable traders hold on to vision, patience, and control. They know quitting near mastery is the greatest loss of all. Success in trading grows quietly, not suddenly. Those who quit never see it. Those who endure turn pain into power. The market exposes weak minds before weak methods. Quitting is the default of the untrained. Resilience is the mark of survivors. Survivors keep going when quitting seems the only choice. This choice alone separates winners from those who give up early. Trading mastery depends more on mindset than methods. Charts can be learned, but the mind must be trained. Quitting happens when the mind fears pain and uncertainty. Persistence begins when the mind focuses on process, not outcome. Quitting guarantees failure. Endurance creates opportunity. Those who grasp this truth eventually achieve what quitters only dream of. The market is harsh but just. It rewards patience and punishes haste. It never punishes those who adapt and learn. Most traders fail because they forget. Mastery takes time, not speed. Only a few persist through the storm, because they truly grasp that giving up is a decision, not destiny, and that their mindset, more than any skill, defines success. By the sixth stage of this journey, the sting of failure has grown heavy. Every loss, every doubt, every swing of emotion leaves its scar. The mind starts whispering fears louder than the charts can signal. It feels as if quitting is not just an option, it's the only road left. Yet this very point marks where the deepest transformation begins. Those who rise beyond this do, so not because they are smarter or luckier, but because they face their limits without letting those limits control them. Most traders never get this far. They surrender long before. They can't bear the dull grind of mistakes, the fading confidence, or the constant uncertainty. Trading isn't about always being right. It's about standing firm when you're wrong. It means following your plan again and again, knowing losses will come, emotions will rise, and comfort will vanish. Those who quit here confuse discomfort with failure. They think struggle means weakness, but in truth, struggle signals growth. At this stage, time itself starts to feel like an enemy. Beginners expect instant progress, quick profit, and visible success. When that doesn't happen, panic takes over. But the market moves on no one's schedule. It's patient, cyclical, and utterly indifferent to human haste. Those who last learn to live with this truth. They redefine progress, not as instant success, but as gradual mastery in discipline, process, and control. They measure victory by mental mastery, not by quick. They measure victory by mental mastery, not by quick profits. Isolation, however, quietly weakens even the strongest minds. Trading is often lonely, without feedback or guidance. Failures feel larger than they are. The mind creates stories, I'm the only one failing, or markets can't be read. These thoughts echo and multiply, feeding despair. The successful break this cycle through community. They share, learn, and validate one another's struggles, relieving the pressure that would otherwise force surrender. Once faced, isolation loses its power to break you. Emotional attachment to trades becomes the next hidden trap. New traders tie their worth to each result instead of the process. One losing trade can feel like the end, sparking fear, rage, or guilt. They spiral into overthinking, overtrading, and chasing what's uncontrollable. The seasoned trader, however, learns emotional detachment. They follow their system, accept losses as business costs, and seek consistency, not perfection. Detachment doesn't remove risk. It removes the impulse to quit. Financial stress peaks at this stage. Losses start affecting rent, bills, and family obligations. Quitting seems logical, even responsible. But professionals manage this pressure with planning and restraint. They risk only what they can lose, keep trading funds separate, and prepare backup plans. By reducing outside stress, they protect clarity and judgment. Survival depends as much on preparation as on strategy. Impatience becomes another silent enemy. Beginners expect profit to follow skill instantly, and each loss feels like personal failure. Those who persist develop patience with time. They see every trade, loss, and lesson as part of long-term growth. Perspective shifts from short-term results to lifetime mastery. Cognitive distortions appear next. Traders convince themselves they must be perfect, and any mistake means failure. Winners, instead, embrace imperfection. They study errors without judgment and extract lessons. Mastery, they know, comes not from avoiding mistakes, but learning from them. By reframing failure as feedback, they silence the urge to quit. Negative inner scripts often loop endlessly. I can't do this. I'm not built for trading. Resilient traders replace these with empowering thoughts. This is part of the process. Each loss teaches me. I'm improving because the mind acts on the stories it's told. Positive narratives build resilience. Negative ones destroy it. Desperation leads to overtrading. Chasing losses only multiplies them. Veterans resist this urge with strict discipline. They know restraint protects capital better than aggression ever could. The emotional waves keep crashing. Relief and stress follow each other endlessly. Enduring traders stop reacting to each trade emotionally. They focus on long-term perspective, avoiding short-term panic. Emotional resilience becomes their true armor. Comparison with others becomes another trap. Seeing others' highlight reels leads to envy and despair. Survivors stop comparing and start focusing inward. They measure progress by process, not by others' profits. The wise trader discovers compounding not only in profits but in mindset. Each lesson, each obstacle, each success builds a stronger foundation. Those who quit never experience this growth. They stop before the reward. The gains of discipline and mindset are worth more than short-term wins. Every day presents a choice to quit or to continue. The strong choose endurance not because they lack fear, but because they act despite it. The market rewards persistence, not emotion. Quitting is easy. Endurance is learned. And only those who master endurance reach what others abandon. Trading is more a battle of the mind than of charts. Here, most face their hardest battles: fear, doubt, and fatigue. Those who surrender mistake these trials as endings. But those who endure turn pain into power and pressure into wisdom. The market remains cold, impartial, and relentless. It never bends for weakness, but it always rewards endurance. Quitting offers peace now, but guarantees loss forever. Endurance offers struggle now, but success later. Those who live by this truth stand apart from the rest, because the difference between quitting and thriving exists only in the mind.